This is my tune-up kit I bought for my John Deere LA145 lawnmower. It includes a fuel pump, a fuel filter, an oil filter, both the spark plugs, and an air filter. I bought this off of Amazon for, I think it was 25 or 30 bucks. Not a bad deal for everything that you get. Then I bought my own oil. You can get a John Deere kit that includes 2 quarts of oil, but it's like 50 bucks. So in my opinion, you're better off doing this and then buying the oil separately. Plus, I like to run synthetic oil in my small engines after they're broken in. So this is going to be a how-to tune up your riding lawnmower using these parts here. So I'll show you guys how to do it. First thing I recommend you do before anything is you're going to want to drain your oil. It's easier to let your machine run for 5 or 10 minutes. That way the oil is warmed up and then it drains a lot easier. So the first thing we're going to do is start it up and let it run. Alright, so now your oil's warm. Now you need something to drain it in. So I have a little drain pan here. So your oil release is going to be right here. It's easy if you turn your tire all the way to the left. You kind of get your catch under here. So all you got to do is twist this and loosen it, and your oil comes pouring out. So you let that drain for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes until it's done, and then and then we'll go from there. Alright, so now you can see our oil is done draining. It's just a little tiny trickle now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our cap back on. And then twist. And I have a little container here that I dump all my my used oil. Now I'm going to flip the lawnmower around. Now we're going to take the oil filter off, so I will flip it around real quick for you. So now I flip the lawnmower around. They have an oil filter on the opposite side. So what we're going to do now is I have my wheels turned all the way to the right. We're going to take our same oil pan. And this is going to get a little messy. We're going to take this oil filter off here. You can stick tin foil or something underneath. I'm going to use a funnel. It probably isn't going to be the best method. If you put tin foil, it should be better. Just doesn't really hurt anything. It just makes it a little easier to clean up. But this should come off. I'm going to need an oil filter wrench. So I have my oil filter wrench here. You can sometimes get them off by hand, but it's in kind of a tight spot. So having a tool like this is pretty handy. If I can even get it in here. So you let all the oil drain out of here. Like I said, it's making a little bit of a mess. I guess my funnel idea isn't really a good idea. So then what you want to do is make sure your filter matches. This is a John Deere specific filter. The one that comes in our kit isn't branded or anything, but it's the same size. So we want to take this plastic protective thing off, the old one or the new one. You have a rubber O-ring on here. What you want to do is take a little bit of that used oil, rub it around the seal or the little O-ring here, and that'll help you create a good seal. And you screw the new one back in. So you just screw the new one back on. You want it tight, but you don't want it too tight to where it's really hard to get off. I'd say tighten it to where it stops and then give it another half turn. So that's on there. So then what you want to do is open the hood. You have your dipstick in here. All you want to do is pull this out. Obviously it shouldn't really have much oil on it. And then you're going to put a funnel in here where the dipstick goes, and you're going to put about 2 quarts of oil. You check it at about 1.5. Make sure you have enough, and that's how you change the oil. So I will set you back up and do that process. You put your new oil in here. What you want to do is you want to wipe your dipstick off completely. Make sure that there's no old oil on there so you're not getting an off reading. So you wipe it off, stick it in there, make sure you twist it in, screw it, and we're still low. So I'm going to dump the rest of this quart in here. Don't need our funnel anymore. Wipe our dipstick off. Might take a few minutes for the oil to settle. And then we are right where we're supposed to be. So on this dipstick here, you want to be right in, like underneath the second hole there. And that's exactly where we are. So all you got to do is put your dipstick back in. You've changed your oil. The next step is to put the new air filter in. So we have our air filter here right on the engine. So you just take these 4 screws off, or these little nuts off here. Alright, so that last screw is stripped out. That wasn't me. It was like this when I bought it. So here's our old air filter. Throw that aside. Our new one comes with a new cloth. So you take this, throw it away. The new one goes in here, just like we pulled the other one out. Then this is going to go face down in here. And then all we have to do, screw this cover back on, and then I will show you the next step after I get that on. The next thing we have is our fuel filter. So it should be pretty straightforward. You just need a pair of pliers here, and then we have some little clamps here that we got to pull off. Might get a little bit of gas everywhere, but there's one on the back here as well. Okay, so then we just pop this hose off here. Well, all you do, I'm going to have to do this with both hands, is you take this, it's got a little bit of a bevel on it, you pop that on this hose, you take this end, you pop it on that hose, and you're done. That's all you have to do. So here's what the new one looks like on. I just took it off, inserted the little end here in the hose, and then moved the clamps back. So that's what it should look like. And then next we're going to have to replace the fuel pump here. So this is pretty easy. Same general concept. It's got these little clips. You just bolt it on and off and put the hoses in the same spots from where they were. So this is going to take 2 hands again. So All you got to do is take this bolt off and then put this hose in the new one in this spot, this one in this same spot, and this one in this same spot. So I'll take this off and show you what the new one looks like. I actually lied to you. There is a bolt here and then one here. So there's actually 2 bolts. One thing to also be aware of is on the new one here, they actually have these little rubber caps on them to prevent dirt or anything getting in there. Make sure you remember to take these off, otherwise you're not going to get any fuel in there and you're going to start having problems. Then you're just going to be frustrated and you're not going to be able to figure out why. So make sure you take these rubber caps off, because I almost didn't see them. This is what the new fuel pump looks like. It's just like the other one. Obviously this one's just brand new. My spark plugs are still good, so I'm going to skip that last step. But if you do have to change them, if you have an issue with your engine starting, all you got to do is take these spark plug caps off. You can get in there with a wrench and unscrew them and then just screw the new ones back in. That's all there really is to it. If you do have old ones that are just dirty, you can spray them with a little bit of brake cleaner and that'll help clean them up a little bit. But like I said, mine are still good, so I'm going to actually skip that step. The only thing really that we can do now is just turn it on, make sure it runs well, and we're good to go. Thanks for watching.